Because that girl isn't about being a person anymore. She's a brand. And the more I look at her, the more I realize the world doesn't want you to be her. It wants to sell her to you. Okay, so we all know that girl. She's the girl that wakes up at 5 a.m., journals with perfect handwriting, goes to Pilates, does 10K steps per day, and somehow manages to make everything look effortlessly put together. And at some point, let's be real, we all wanted to be her. Or at least we thought we did. Because that girl isn't about being a person anymore. She's a brand. And the more I look at her, the more I realize the world doesn't want you to be her. It wants to sell her to you. That girl actually started off as something positive. It was a symbol of becoming your best self. It was a shift away from the millennial girl boss era where hustle, entrepreneurship, and working 24/7 was glamorized. Back then, it was black coffee, carrying your laptop everywhere, and grinding until you burnt out. But now it's all about matcha lattes, skincare, soft mornings, and romanticizing your life. So it's kind of like the collective burnout from the girl boss culture pushed us into our feminine era. Honestly, it's not a bad thing. It came from good intentions until it got commercialized. Suddenly becoming that girl meant having the right yoga mat, the right skincare, the right Stanley cup, and the right lip balm. So the message kind of quietly shifted from becoming her to buying her. And it makes sense, honestly, because the global self-care market, I think it's worth like hundreds of billions now. I think it's like 6 trillion almost, and it makes up 6% of the world's economy, which is a lot. So that's basically everything from skincare products to productivity tools is now all branded as wellness, and even rest has become aesthetic. So the self-care market thrives on one simple idea. You are almost enough, but not quite. You're encouraged to buy things that promise you transformation, a glow up, a new start, a better version of you. Like, literally, how many $1,000 glow-ups have we seen? And I'm not gonna lie, I watched them too, and they're fun, they're aspirational. But I noticed when everybody started doing them, I caught myself thinking, like, do I need to spend this much money to just feel better too? And even if I did, would it actually fix anything? Or just make me feel better until my nail extensions fall off? And don't get me wrong, it's okay to do these things in moderation, because they're fun. They're fun and they're nice. Like if you have a wedding coming up, a party, or like a dinner, like go get your nails done, go get your lashes, your hair, whatever it is, enjoy it. But remember that those things can make us feel better, but it's never actually gonna make us better. They don't heal the root cause of the issue. Instead, they just decorate it. You can't purchase peace or confidence that you're chasing. And I don't know about you, but I realize that every few months, there's always the next thing that I need to get in order to be more productive, to be prettier, to be another version of that girl that I'm supposed to keep up with. And that's when I realized it was very easy to confuse care with consumption. Like I used to think if I could fix my morning routines or make my night routine aesthetic and make my rest look productive, that I'd fix my life. I bought planners, skincare, candles, pink workout sets, like all of these things that the Dot Girl videos told me I needed. And yeah, I did feel good for a while, I'd say. But eventually I realized I was back to square one. Except this time, I literally just put an aesthetic over my exhaustion. And I think that's where the market really has us. Because when we start believing that we can copy someone else's lifestyle will bring us happiness, even though we actually don't know if they're actually happy. Like, do you actually know the person behind the screen? And like, by no means am I blaming the influencers. This is their job. They're supposed to do this. They enjoy creating. I think they shouldn't be shamed for making it. But I think us as consumers, as viewers, we do have the responsibility to be more aware and to take in ourselves. It's more like we can't blame the market and we can't blame these people for doing those things because it's their job and it's what they're supposed to do. Literally business, it's an economy. We can't blame these people for our lack of self-control because at the end of the day, you get to decide what you want to do. So yeah, we should be more intentional about what we're letting influence us. Okay, I just removed the flower because it was bothering me. But I don't think the answer is to reject that girl completely. I think it's to redefine her for yourself. Because that girl doesn't have to wake up at 5 a.m. every day. Maybe your version wakes up at 10 a.m. and they still get things done. You know, maybe she doesn't drink green juice. Maybe it's tea or coffee or sometimes just water. Maybe she doesn't journal or meditate every day. And honestly, I think that's okay. Because we all have different lifestyles. And what's meaningful to you might not look aesthetic on camera. And that's fine. Like, for example, for myself, like I love going to dance. Like literally my weekend evenings were all filled with practice. And a lot of people ask me, like, aren't you tired? Like, you don't have your weekend night? And I mean, yeah, like I do get physically tired, but I feel fulfilled and I feel happy. My practices would end late, and sometimes that means dinner is just fries and a Powerade. But does that mean that my life is falling apart? No, just because I didn't have a green salad or green juice or go to bed by 11 p.m. doesn't mean I'm doing myself a disservice. In fact, I felt more alive driving home late from dance at midnight. And of course, there are healthier ways, like you should still get your sleep and everything. I was much happier doing that than forcing myself to wake up at 5 a.m. for a that girl morning routine because someone told me that that's how I'm gonna get my life together. Because at the end of the day, you never see that girl walking home at 11 p.m. with McDonald's in hand. So let's kind of reframe it. Like maybe being that girl isn't about being perfect, but it's just about being present. It's about showing up for yourself in ways that feel real to you and not performative. Like it's not about what your morning looks like, it's about how you feel from doing those things. And your version of that girl might be slow, might be soft, or it might be chaotic and creative. She might rest for a week straight and still be growing. You can be that girl while you're healing, still learning, and still figuring things out because it's not a finished product, guys. It's a process. Looking back, I know I was obsessed with being her. Like I was that girl wannabe final boss. Like, if that girl was Sharpay, I was the girl in High School Musical 3 who wanted to be like Sharpay. But honestly, like, if I were to actually think about it, if I think about my future, like 5 a.m. mornings, green juice, and like daily Pilates aren't really a part of it. And that's what no one's telling you. Like, you can do everything right and still not be fulfilled. Like, I think sometimes we often forget that self-care isn't supposed to look pretty all the time. Sometimes it's messy, and sometimes it's crying, cleaning your room, eating a real meal, or forgiving yourself for resting or saying no to something. And I myself am still figuring this out. Like I am talking about it, but that doesn't mean I have it all figured out. It just means that I want to share. And some days I still compare myself. I still scroll. I still think I need to buy something new to feel better. And I'll probably fall into the trap as well still. But at least I'm more aware now than I was before. And I can kind of control my impulses and really question whether or not is this actually going to benefit me or is this just an aesthetic that the world is trying to sell me. And honestly, I think maybe that's enough for now because becoming that girl was never about becoming someone else. It was about coming home to yourself. So thank you for watching this video. If you reached the end of it, you know this is definitely not the type of content I usually do, but I did want something that was a little bit different because I am in my experimental phase, and yeah, that's why I decided to do this. If there's any topics that you guys want me to cover, I would love to see what they are and you can comment them down. Anyways, that's it. So thank you for watching.